Welcome, my dear viewer, to Dr. Paul Kibicho, PhD, QB, HSC official YouTube channel. This evening, I will look at a few things pertaining to the kind of life that we lead. And more so, we as Kenyans. We often don't take, I want to be very, very open with you and very magnanimous with you that we do not fail to succeed in life because God has not given us the ability to know the right course. We do not fail because we do not know the formula of success. We do not fail because God hates us, but we purely fail because of our bad attitudes. Many of us people, we have very, very bad attitudes towards life. Now, January is gone. God is so gracious to us that January is gone. And there is nothing that you can do about January 2024. January 2024 will never come back to you. It does not matter whether we will be having some months of January, for instance, from next year, but that will be January 2025. So January 31 days gone. Today is 1st of February 2024. I remember telling people that you need to ask yourself, what did you do last year? Unless you evaluate what you did last year in the year 2023, you may not be able to do much in the year 2024. And that is why every company has a balance sheet that advises them whether they made profits or losses, and which are the areas that they need to look at and to put a lot of emphasis on so that they can become better. So individually, when the company does that, it is not just doing that for the sake of doing it. They're not even doing that because it is a statutory requirement, but they're doing it so that they may be able to evaluate, they monitor and evaluate what are the gaps that existed in the previous year that they do not want to repeat in the year 2024 so that this year can be better. At individual level, you require to do the same. But unfortunately, majority of us people, and I say this authoritatively, without fear, without fear of doubt, without any iota of doubt, or without fear of contradiction. I am a social scientist. I deal with people daily. Today, I've interacted with more than 100 people of different calibers and positions in life. I've met bank managers. I've got CEOs of companies. I've met with engineers today, by the way. I've met with members of parliament today. But the problem with us Kenyans, and I'm telling you this, whether you like me or not, because I know many Kenyans feel bad when they see me talking on the social media or when they see me in the media, and that is their problem. They can take it wherever they want because nobody can stop me from talking apart from my maker. And those people who normally associate us with being, you'll see some comments being made, some individuals whose central nervous system, whose gray matter has meniscus that affects their centrifugal force that makes them to argue in a very scanty, knowledgeable manner. But what I'm saying is this. I have told people in the past that you need to plan for your life. You need to seriously plan for your life. I've come to tell you today, identify the true north in your financial journey. Note that for those people who have got understanding, kindly understand your true north. If you have ever come across a compass has what we call the true north. It is the true north that now will make you understand what it is that which direction you want to take. And for those people who are pilots watching me from all over the world, they understand how important the true north is. Even the captains, even the coxswains in the sea, they understand how important the true north is. You can give me likes, I will appreciate likes. Gokamu, Ashford, I would like, or Bogo 12, I would like, you can give me likes. Rumbe Motheo, you can give me likes. Let's not even be mean. Even those watching me on my YouTube channel, there's no harm in subscribing to my YouTube channel. There is no harm in even alerting other people, Mr. Michael Kimedia, my good friend, for a long period of time. So when I talk about identifying the true north, what am I saying? And more so, this discussion is geared towards making people get out of their slumberland and see what they need to do so that they can get out of that poverty level, which is called the vicious circle of poverty. How do we perpetuate the vicious circle of poverty? We perpetuate the vicious circle of poverty by doing the same things over and over again, expecting different results. And that is total madness. I'm not the one who has defined that. That has been properly defined by one of the genius, wizard, human being who ever lived in this universe by the name Mr. Albert Einstein. You are doing the same things that you have done in the previous years, and you are sitting plenty in the couch in your house or wherever you are, thinking that in the year 2024 things will be different. You can only get new different results because of engaging different approaches, use different strategies. Some of you people watching me from wherever you are, I can tell, and thank you very much for those giving me likes, because it won't cost you anything, by the way, to give me a like. Thank you so much, Stanobogo. It is quite unfortunate that some of us people, and I'm saying this with a lot of respect, that we cannot be equal. We are not equal. Even my brothers and sisters, we are not equal. We come from the same father, same mother, but we are not equal. And that is life. Such is life, c'est la vie. But the question is, at your small level, at your individual level, what are you doing differently? You educated, you showered through borrowing, even from Shylocks, taking what we call Furisa, taking what we call Tara, taking Blanche, even giving people reverse call, even doing what we call the Hustler Fad, but you're still repeating the same thing. Same thing. It's quite unfortunate. It is quite unfortunate. And I'm saying this without fear, that those individuals who not embrace different strategies, they succeed in life. If I were some of us people that I meet in my career, I would take a bit of time to come and talk to somebody like Evisho. How did you become a professor anyway? How did you become a wakili? How did you become a doctor for that matter? How did you acquire a PhD, which is a field with very few individuals? That since Kenya became independent, we are less than 15,000 Kenyans who holds a PhD. Unless you have a problem, not to inquire from those kind of individuals. And some of us, we have an open door policy. But what eats us Kenyans is this aspect of asking, how did Kebisho reach there? So your problem is not yourself getting out of the trash and to go to where Kebisho is. Your question, what eats you, is how did Kebisho make it to where he is? So you spend your energy and time pursuing the wrong things. If you get you are still renting a house. There is no problem in renting a house if you are renting a house after you have already been able that gives you returns to warrant you that kind of a life. Nobody would ask you if you do that, because basically what you're doing, the amount of money you're paying as a rent is being financed by your investments. But you cannot perpetually live on rented premises, because the moment you retire, who will be financing you? It is quite unfortunate that I've been talking about this, and all what people see, majority of us, is the pride of Kebicho. Those are people who are bewitched, and those who bewitched them, they died before they could unbewitch them. Why am I saying this? We are in January. January is gone. I have been telling people that personally, as Dr. Kebicho, or whichever name, Wakili Kebicho, or the Kebicho, Artist Kebicho, Professor Kebicho, I have come up with an investment plan after having interviewed more than 415,000 Kenyans in my day-to-day business, because we normally correct that I don't just talk. I have told you on a number of occasions, I don't just give hypothetical statements that cannot be empirically verified if taken through a scientific process. I normally correct data, analyze, and come up with what we call a researched outcome. So most of us people, we are now even taking what we call, we have already seen a very simple route of saying the economy is very bad. Ruto's government is very bad. Life is so pathetic. And I have always been posing this question. Before the Kenya Kwanza government came into power, we had even the Uhuru, we had even the Kibaki. What did you do during Kibaki's time? We claim that Kibaki turned around the economy, but at individual level, did you turn your economy? You are still living the same hovel that you were living in. Even Kibaki was there. You are still riding the same bicycle. You are still actually, what has changed? So you are undertaking what we call the wave. And let me tell you, excuses is the refugee of failures. Not that. And underline, excuses is the refugee point of failures. Because failures, I have been telling people there is cosmetic comfort in numbers, especially of failures. And if you know for sure, rich men, wealthy men normally walk alone. Rich men, rich women normally walk alone. Poor people walk in droves. Do your own research. So the question begs, last year, year 2023, December came and found you broke. Now, the month of January is gone. You have no savings. Up to this time, you have no savings. And you are still leading a lie that come December, life will be better. How will life be better if you're doing the same things that you did last year? Unless you identify, Mr. Douglas Carey and Mr. Michael Kimeri, I'm seeing you. And I can see my other friends here, Defi Capster, I can see our Alfred's here, Kazi, and I appreciate all of you. I can see you're quite a number of people watching me, over 100 people. And I'm telling you this, and please note this. And the Bible says, during the times of your ignorance, I overlooked. But now that you know, condemnation is upon you. God has given you people like us. During our times, nobody advised us on matters finance. And remember, there is no single university that will teach you on personal finance, how to manage your finances. It is up to you to use your personal initiative to understand this hard, complex topic of money. So what am I saying? I sat down, like I have done in the past. I normally offer solutions to people's problems. So I said, why don't I come up with a company? I have a registered company, a legit company, recognized, and I'm talking like this when I know that even government operatives are watching me. I'm not that stupid. I'm not a fool. And I'm not a daredevil anyway, that I can be doing things that are illegitimate at my level anyway, when I'm telling people to do what I'm saying. So we have opened up our company, which is called Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited, has opened a new arm. And this arm, we have an auxiliary company to help people save money for their holidays. I want to salute all those people who have actually contributed immensely toward this particular project. So we have given you a platform where you can be saving your 2,000 shillings every month, so that come December, you have your 24,000 shillings to take your family out, or even to dress your family in new outfits, or even to buy a new car. It all depends on what you want to achieve with that. The only thing that I'm doing is to help you get a platform that can separate your money from its worst enemy. Who is money's worst enemy? It is you. When you got 100,000 shillings, you thought that amount was too little to invest. If you met me, I could have told you that 100,000 shillings could have been an eye-opener to your promised land of what we call financial independence. Because anybody bright knows, if you can't afford 1,000,000 shillings to buy treasury bills, you can be able to enter into the money market fund and start earning that small little interest, which eventually will make you people to get the money that you have always desired. But the problem with us is that we are men and women of attitudes. We are men and women of demeaning others. We are men and women who are so pessimistic in nature that even information brought to us by individuals, we don't consume. So if you are out there, first of all, before I forget and I lose my true north, we are at Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited. We have created an auxiliary arm of Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited, where you come and you can save as little as 1,000 shillings per month. Now, the month of January is gone. For those who never joined us, remember the calendar has the month of January all the way through to December. So you have already lost a whole month. And that whole month, you can't tell me that you never made any money. It does not matter whether you're in the formal sector, whether you are in the informal sector or formal sector. The fact of the matter is that you made some money. And even those people who claim not to have money, they don't open their mouths and they get full. There's something that they do and they get some money to survive. So we require those individuals who do things extraordinarily in ordinary circumstances. It is not how much money that you have that makes you to become a wealthy person. It is how you manage whatever God has given you. And the Bible says, if you can't manage scarcity, you can't manage abundance. And God in heaven, by the way, the moment he realizes that you're a bad steward of the resources that he has given unto you, he will never give you more. It is properly divined in the Bible. We have various parables that people don't even read. So we have created an avenue, Emma Terry, where you can come and, assuming you want to buy a piece of land, I'm coming to give you a solution on how to buy a piece of land. That some of you people, what you do basically is that you have been waiting to accumulate 1,000,000 shillings to buy a piece of land. It will take you longer, my brother, my sister. What you need to do is to ask yourself, what can I do for me to be able to gather, or rather to bring together and mobilize my resources to get my 360,000 shillings? You only require to ask yourself, how much do I require to be saving per day? Because a year is made by days. A year is made by weeks. A year is made by months. So you say, Kebicho, I want by the end of this year to have accumulated 400,000 Kenya shillings. So you say every day you'll be saving 1,000 shillings, for instance. If you save 1,000 shillings, in 30 days, you have saved 30,000 Kenya shillings. If you multiply 30,000 shillings by 12, you have accumulated 360,000 shillings. So the piece of land that you have always dreamt of acquiring will be in your hearts. Why? Because we normally say a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step.
Rome was not built in a day. And those people that you see succeeding in life, they go through pain, which is rather hidden. Because for me to become a doctor, some of you wonder, how did he become a doctor? I did not become a doctor by making a pronouncement that I'm a doctor. I went through school. I had to lose friends to create time, and that is the price I paid for me to be called a doctor. And then I've been teaching the university and, of course, supervising students doing masters and PhD. That's how I became an associate professor. So you are busy asking yourself, how did Kebisho become this? But you are doing nothing. Let me tell you this. If you don't start the journey now, you remain wherever you have been all the days of your lives. You must go through pain to gain. And the Bible says in the book of Psalms 126, verses 5, those who sow in tears shall reap in joy. So the choice is yours. So for those people who have been actually casting aspersions to people, how when Kebisho talks about this company called Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited, what is it? So what is the problem? Why you hear people asking what is Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited? It is because they spend so much time on TikTok that does not add value to them. They go seeing how people dance. They go actually seeing some small videos that are actually generating resources for those who produced them at the expense of their time and their lives. Why don't you go to the website and do a research, a very simple research, and get to know what is Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited? Why don't you call me and ask me, Kebisho, what is this? Then by so doing, you have moved out of ignorance. You have moved out of the miasma of ignorance where majority falls. If you know the hierarchy of needs as per Mr. Absalom Henry Maslow, the bottom is where a lot of population is. In the apex, there are very few individuals. The higher you go, the cooler it becomes. And that is why I've been telling people, rich men and women, they don't go shouting. A poor man, when he buys a car, he makes sure that that car has a hoover, that car has tutors, and he goes opening all the windows and what have you, and playing the loudest music ever. You have never seen a rich man who goes doing those kind of things. Okay, we appreciate they are ecstatic in nature, they're excited, but the moment you become synonymous with money, you go silent. What am I saying? So I have created an avenue for you. Assuming you have got 2 children whom you know come next year, February, they'll be joining university. And you know, a university is quite expensive for those who have got children in university. So why don't you spare some money? You go through that pain, you give us the honors, because the moment you put that money into your bank account, I can assure you, you'll access that money, you spend it for the wrong projects and purposes, and they come next year, February, when students are joining university, you start going for loans. Loans are very, very expensive. I have told you that loans mean lowering of available net salary. For those people who have a bit of their CPUs are a bit fast like mine, lowering of available net salary, that's what we call loans. So we do not want people to continually, I'm still appreciating those giving me likes. Thank you so much for those giving me likes. Thank you very much, Jimmy. Mem20, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Muso. Thank you, Cheyenne, among others. Douglas, thank you very much. So thank you very much for your flowers and what have you. I appreciate your likes. Let me say this before I retire to relax tonight. I have offered people a platform, and I want to sincerely thank men and women in the diaspora. Let me tell you this, and please note my words and underline Mr. Kimeria Michael, wherever you are. I have told you in the past, and I'm repeating, thank you very much, CEO Gideon. Thank you so much, Tom Care Mobile Services. Thank you very much, Aristotle Onassis. Thank you very much, Emma Terry. Please note this. And I have repeated this for your likes. I'm appreciating you for your likes and, of course, being part of my class, including my dear brothers and sisters on my YouTube channel. I don't take it for granted to follow me. But let me tell you this. At my age now, you'd expect me to have learned a lot. I have made so many mistakes in my life, and I cannot afford to continually commit them same mistakes when I'm aging. I should be aging gracefully. If you are there and you have been relying on one source of income, you have been defined by Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, the author of the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. How come A students work for C students and B students work for the government? The 4 quadrants, among other books. You are the poorest of them all. If you rely on one source of income, he says, and he advises, just like I do, if you want to be sure that your tomorrow is bright and assured, you must have multiple streams of income. I work for Royal Media Services. I host a show every Sunday from 10 p.m. to midnight, and I get paid. And I thank God for Dr. S.K. Masharia and my immediate bosses. I am a lecturer in a university. Yes, I lecture in a university. I get paid. I do consultancies. I get paid. I preach. I normally get a white envelope. I get paid. I am an author. Have written several books, over 10 books. I get paid out of their loyalties and what have you. I am a gospel artist. I'm invited in some places. People, you go to YouTube, you subscribe, I get paid. So I have to commercialize my time because my stock is not in cement, my stock is not in iron bars, my stock is not in wholesale, my stock is in my mouth and my brain. So the question is, you must commercialize your time. Anytime you find yourself talking to people, do they know what it is that you do? Can they be able to promote you in that particular sphere that you are in? But if you go keeping quiet and you portray sufficiency, you portray what we call sufficiency, satisfaction demeanor. Sufficiency, satisfaction demeanor. That all is cool with you, my friend, my sister. You'll die a very poor character. You'll only be seeing men and women driving the most posh cars, people living in the most living suburbs, people taking their children in the best schools ever, people going for holiday, people going for cruise holiday, where you're still mark timing in your poor background. You must take a risk in life. For you who are there, who want to save your money, I was thanking the people in the diaspora. I can tell you, so far we have over 300 customers at Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited. Initially, we wanted to block or rather to put hold after getting 200 people only. But we realized we had offloaded so many shares, 125,000 shares, worth 2 billion shillings, and people have not exhausted them. So if you're there and you want to come and join Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited, note there is a distinction between Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited and the Quest Pinnacle Holiday Savings Account. Quest Pinnacle Holiday Savings Account is a one-year program. I'm not Dr. Engineer Karaja Kevisho. You know, Kenyans are very funny. And please allow me to say this in full glare of cameras. You know, Kenyans, they assume that I'm Dr. Engineer Karaja Kevisho. And you can imagine how many times I say, this is Dr. Paul Kebicho, PhD, QB. Those are people who failed in the exams. Anyway, let's move on. And I feel bad when people call me Dr. Engineer Karaja Kebicho. I'm not the former PS. Not that he's a bad character as far as I'm concerned. But you must know the distinction. Never at any one time expose your level of arrogance and ignorance before the multitudes. So what I'm saying is this. Please, you are there and you want to come and put some money for a specific objective, and you remove this aspect of interfering with your money. Come to Quest Pinnacle arm of holiday savings account. So if you put 20,000 shillings per month, we will be able to give you 240,000 shillings. I know the next question will be, will I get an interest? If you want to earn an interest, bring to 50,000 shillings in the month of February. Maybe I could have said from the month of January. But if you are paying 10,000 shillings every month, there is no interest your money will accrue. All what we are doing is to give you an avenue or a platform where you can save your money. And for those people who understand accounting and economics, for your money to earn an interest, you must have met a certain threshold. I'm only creating an avenue for you where you can be able to save your money religiously without continuous interfering with it, so that by the end of the year, you can either have money to take your family to the destination, you can be able to buy an asset of your choice, you can be able to turn around your life, you can be able to get seed capital. It's up to you. The choices are open to you. For those people who want to invest with Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited, I normally remind people, and I have saluted the people in the diaspora. These are great men and women, and I have promised them, and they know. And I wish some members can speak here. We have walked a very good journey together with them. You buy one share at 16,000 shillings. The maximum number of shares you can buy are 625, worth 10 million shillings. You can go beyond that. And after investing your money for 3 years, you start earning your dividends forever until Jesus comes. Anyway, for those people who want to know more about us, let me not go further than that. If you are interested in joining Quest Pinnacle Holiday Savings Account, kindly do not delay. You have wasted a lot of time in the past. And people who don't succeed are called procrastinators. And I told you in my other previous YouTube that procrastination is the fertilizer of failure. And excuses are the tools of the incompetent that build bridges that take you nowhere. It is in the moment of decision making that you shape your destiny. And the level of success is determined by the speed of implementation. I'm not becoming a philosopher. I'm now philosophizing because I'm a philosopher. So if you are there and you're interested in joining Quest Pinnacle Holiday Savings Account, just go to your phone, text me on 0722 633 021. I repeat my number, 0722 633 021. I'll be able to advise you accordingly. For those people who want to join Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited, kindly talk to me on the same line, 0722 633 021. And for those who want to join Orin Circle, because that is the preferred circle of choice that conducted its AGM on 27th of January and paid on share capital 17.5%. Imagine, on share capital, and 12.2% on non-withdrawable deposits. A circle that is now 48 years, a circle with more than 10 billion asset base, a circle with more than 30,000 active members, a circle that was the first to be given license by Circle Society's regulatory authority to run a front office. Use the same number if you are interested anyway. By the end of the day, the choice is yours. If you feel like Kevisha is talking trash, it's all right. I thank God. I don't talk to everyone. I'm not talking, and please, you see, people are very funny. How do you call me when I'm live? You can't wait until my show is over. Those interferences. I think Kenyans need to be taught what we call etiquette. How do you expect me to respond to your call because I've given you my number on the phone? It's quite unfortunate. It only shows level of, yeah. Anyway, let me not go in that. But of course, as a teacher, sometimes it is good to tell people that have what you call etiquette. Etiquette means, why can't you wait until I'm over? Because in the next few minutes, because when you call me, you interrupt other people anyway. That's what you call being a man of and a woman of tandem and decorum. So in my parting shot is this: if you are there and you are interested in any of the two package, any of the three things that I've talked about, circle or in circle, it is actually the circle of many fasts. I'll not even go through that because I've spoken about it in my previous videos. If you want to invest your money for a certain objective, you can come to Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited. If you want to save money for a specific item in your life, you can use Quest Pinnacle Holiday Savings Account. And for those who know me, my number is Rose Modoni. My number is 0722 633 021. And I have seen somebody who had pinned it there. My number is 0722 633 021. 0722 633 021. Let me say this as I conclude. I will never tire talking to you people. I want to thank all of you, especially those men and women who are so civil. Men and women who are so civil. People who don't talk trash. People who don't suffer from what we call a verbal diarrhea. People who do not throw unprintable epithets. People who are not obnoxious in their systems. People who are not knowledge scanty. I want to appreciate all of you for that. People who are mature. People who engage in a mature discussion. Moshiri, Gashiri. We said you are going to regret, not for things you tried. And yeah, I think I know you're giving me a point, Mr. Rashiri. We said you are going to regret, not for things you tried and failed, but for things you failed to give a try. Thank you very much. That is philosophy. Very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Moshiri, Gashiri. I hope people will be able to see that on my wall, and I salute you for that. Someone has shared different. Please make sure, Cheyenne, my number is, thank you so much, Margaret Karaoke. My number is 0722 633 021. You can imagine, it is so sad. It pains me that I have seen men and women in my 32 years career, basically mark timing on the treadmill. The same problems they had, that you are still sleeping on the same bed, you are still living in the same environment, that your children are still struggling, you are putting patches on your clothes in this era of Mutumba and what have you. That shows how it is quite unfortunate. Anyway, it is so bad. So don't wait for your brother to come and change your life. Don't wait for your father or your mother to come and change your life. It's up to you. It's up to you. Decide what you want now. This is the moment of truth. Decide what you want now. Do not allow people to define your life. Do not allow people to actually come and lecture and tell you what you need to do. Make the right choices in life. Drop some friends who have not added you any value for the longest time that you have lived. Become independent thinker. become a critical thinker, evaluate, and once you evaluate, become an implementer. Because there's a difference between, like, now all of you, I had at one time you were about 150 people watching me from wherever they are. At one time I saw we were more than 25 people watching me on my YouTube. But the question is, out of all those people who have watched me today and will watch me tomorrow, who will take the first step? Who will take action? Grace Jockey, thank you, Dr. Kibicho. Since I started listening to you, my way of thinking has changed. I need to book an appointment. Thank you so much, madam. Thank you so much, Grace Jockey. May God bless you. It's only that this is Mr. Michael Kemeria. I'm going for my first car this month, doctor, and I have enrolled for a certificate course in pursuit of a degree. Your advice is not in vain. Thank you so much, Mr. Michael Kemeria. Go for that car. Go for that car. Go for that certificate. I'm telling you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Madam Hannah Jao. I'm one of those who you have helped about financial discipline. Thank you. I have your testimony, Hannah Jao. See, I told you, I'm telling you, members, if my members were to write on my wall and you see the testimonies they give, I salute you, Hannah Jao. You know where we meet. You are a family of Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited. You can buy one share and grow. If you buy one share at Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited, you'll be buying that one share until you hit that 6 months when you start enjoying investments. And for those people who are bright enough, you bring money in lump sum, start earning you compound interest, so that come the third year, you start enjoying hefty returns on your investments. For more information, kindly, in the interest of time, and I do not want to bore people with a lot of stories, kindly text me on 0722 633 021. Always a pleasure talking to you. May God bless you. Those watching me, thank you so much, Timani Wainaina. Thank you. You are saying you'll be reaching out to me. I'll appreciate very much. Thank you for your likes, Mr. Inena. Once again, thank you very much, Los Modoni. Talk to me. I've given you my number, 0722 633 021. And let me tell you, I wish, just like you have heard Madam Hannah Jao say here, we have quite serious people in Kenya, and she can tell you that, she can confess. She knows how much money we've been able to accumulate for the last 2 years and 4 months we've been out there. Thank you so much, Hannah Jao, for having financial discipline and hygiene. Kemeria, you know where we meet. I salute you, and I'm telling you, your life will never be the same again. I've given you 5 A's in the past. The first A that you need to work on, I'm not giving you my final parting shot. Change your attitude. If you want to succeed, change your attitude. And we normally say your attitude defines your altitude. Your attitude defines your altitude. Number 2, make sure that you act accordingly. Don't act the same way you have acted in the past. Do things differently. Number 3, be articulate. Articulate means, in the midst of all many things that you want, what is it in particular that you want to achieve, either in the short term, mid term, or long term? Be articulate. Number 4, adjust your spending habits. Adjust your spending habits. Number 5, advance in life. Number 6, accomplish. And number 7, you must at all times acknowledge the presence of God. With those few remarks, may God bless you. Joseph Mathenge, I've given you my number. For that question, you can ask me at personal level. What happens to those with low income? Can they join? You can just talk to me, and I'll be more than willing to help you. May God bless you. Always a pleasure talking to you. We'll be having another show maybe tomorrow, God willing. Keep telling people, please subscribe. Subscribe to my YouTube. Can we hit 100,000 this year? I'll appreciate, because that is the only way you can reciprocate anyway my information. This information I'm giving you, it cost me 8.64 million Kenya shillings. I have gone through university for 21 years, and for those who know that, so having been in class for that long says that I have spent a lot of money to be the person I am. I never woke up to be the person I am one day. It's a process. Success is never an event. It's a process. May God bless all of you. Those on my TikTok page, may God bless you. Bob Kalis, God bless you. Eunice Kelago, God bless you. Bernard Kamau, God bless you. I salute all of you. My friends on my YouTube channel, may God bless you. I look forward to Bob Kelly, Shekupe Joseph. I look forward to having another session with you. Please make sure that you contact me on 0722 633 021. My name is, you can call me Dr. Paul Kebicho. You can call me Professor Paul Kebicho. You can call me Wakili Paul Kebicho, or the Paul Kebicho Motivational Speaker Paul Kebicho. You can call me the chairman, the founder, the CEO, the financial advisor. These are my titles, and I thank God for that. Always a pleasure having you. I wish you a good night. May God bless you all. It was my pleasure talking to you. My Mushiri Gashiri, I'm coming for investment book. Yes, I have got quite a number of books on investment
without regrets. You can come for that, or personal financial wellness and wealth creation, and become a great leader, the transformative and authentic leader of 21st century. And for those who want to enjoy life after the 60th day, Quality Work Life Manual. And for those who want to succeed, demystifying without success. May God bless you. Always a pleasure talking to you. Shalom, shalom, shalom.